Happy morning, children. I hope you are all fine and safe. Yes or no? Okay. You are ready to listen the science class by taking a rest of one day. Yes or no? Yes. Okay, children. Now tell me, what is the chapter which we are seeing now? Yes. What is the chapter number? Very good. It is chapter 6. What is the chapter? It is chapter 6. Can anyone tell me what is the title? What is the name of the chapter? Yes. Very good. It is changes around us. What is the name? Changes around us. Okay, children, before entering into the class, I want to tell you something. Okay, take hints. Without a note and pen, don't sit for science class. Taking hints is very much important. Take hints. The second thing is, do the activities and the projects, assignments which I give you properly and post it regularly. Okay. The third thing is, read your books. What is it? Read your books. Try to complete the book back exercise. If you have any doubts while doing that, clarify your doubts with me. And then the next thing is, don't skip the videos. If you are doing that, you are not able to understand the concept, you are not able to have a steady flow of the lesson. You will be stuck somewhere. And the next thing is, the questions which I give you as a homework, the answers for that questions are to be written regularly. Okay. So these are the something which I want to tell you. So now shall we go? Okay, it is chapter 6, changes around us. So these are all the content, right? In the last class we had seen about changes. What is mean by changes? Physical changes and then chemical changes. Now we are going to see, can all changes be reversed? What is it? Can all changes be reversed? So what is this reverse, children? So if the changes occurs, whether we are able to get that back again. So there are two types here also. One is the reversible reaction and the one more thing is irreversible reaction. So this reversible and irreversible we have seen in physical and chemical change. Yes or no? So before going into the class, we are going to have a recap of what we had seen in the last session. So what is the first thing we are going to see? Very good, about definition of changes. Changes is nothing but alter or make a difference, to make a substitute in a state or condition to experience a difference. So these are all some of the examples of changes. What is it, children? Seasonal changes, day and night changes, and burning of wood is also a change, rusting of iron and then lighting a matchstick. So these are all some of the examples of changes. And then types of changes we had seen in the last class. What is the types of changes? Tell me, how many types of changes are there? Yes, there are two types of changes. One is the physical change and the one more is the chemical change. So what is this physical change, children? As I said you in the last class, if the changes occurs in the physical property of a substance, what is it? If the changes occurs in a physical property of a substance is called as physical change. And look at here, a substance changes in the form but not in chemical composition. I have said you what is mean by chemical composition. Yes or no? So one more time I will tell you, okay. Chemical composition is nothing but what it is made of. For making a sambar, what do we use, children? We can use dal, yes, masala varieties and then vegetable. So these are all the chemical composition of that sambar. And while we are buying tablets, have you seen in the back what are all the chemical substance it is made up of? It is available in all the products also. The products which we get from the shop, either it may be a paste, shampoo, and what is it else? And the food items which we eat, everything on the back we have the ingredients or the chemical composition. We'll be having it in a paste or soap or detergents and shampoos. So what is it? Chemical composition. Okay. So water is available in ice form, in solid also it is there, in liquid form also it is there, and also it is there in the gaseous form also. But what is its formula? It is called as H2O only, it does not change. So that is the chemical composition. But the state are different. The state is either it is a solid or liquid or gas. Okay. So look at it, in physical change, no new substance are formed, and it is a reversible change. So the examples of physical change are changing the shape of something. Yes, and then freezing, boiling and melting are examples of physical change, and then dissolving. So these are all some of the examples of physical changes. And then chemical change. So what is the definition of chemical change? Yes, very good. So the changes that occurs in the chemical properties of a substance is called as chemical change. So here new substances are formed and we are not able to reverse these types of reaction. So example are cooking of food, rusting of metal and burning. If we had burned something, whether we are able to regain it again? No. So these are all some of the examples of chemical changes. Now shall we move on to the next one? Okay, difference between physical and chemical change. So physical change is a temporary change and reversible change. Chemical change is a permanent change and irreversible change. And in physical change, no new products are formed. In physical change, no new products are formed, but in chemical change, new products are formed. And generally in a physical change, no gas is released or absorbed. But here energy is released or absorbed. Any one thing takes place. And example of physical change are melting of ice, melting of wax. And example of chemical change of milk into curd and burning a candle. So if you have not noted it down, just note it down, okay? Just take hints not to write the same which I show you here. Write here temporary, permanent, reversible, irreversible. New products are, no new products are formed, new products are formed. Just try to write shortly. But while you are writing for the exam, you want to write it in a brief way. Okay? Shall we move on to the next one? Okay, fine. Look at here. So in physical change, the chemical substance do not change. It stays as it is. But in a chemical change, the chemical substance present in the compounds are changed. And we can confirm a physical change has taken place by the following changes. Like there is a change in size. There may be a change in shape. There can also be a change in states of matter. So if these changes are there, we can say that physical change has taken place. And here, so we can confirm the chemical changes by this following method, like gas is produced or there is a change in temperature. There may be a rise in temperature or a decrease in temperature, and production of precipitate. What is this precipitate, children? So when we are dissolving soap or detergent in water, we are able to get that bubbles, right? So it is called as precipitate. And then there is a change in color. So if these changes occurs, then it is called as chemical change. Now we are going to see a new topic, that is that can all changes be reversed? You tell me whether everything can be reversed, children? No, everything cannot be reversed. So based on this, we are going to see two. They are reversible changes and then irreversible changes. What is it? Reversible and irreversible changes. Okay, tell me reversible. Where this reversible change takes place? Yes, very good. In physical changes, the reversible changes takes place, and in chemical change, the irreversible changes takes place. Look at here, children. Reversible change. A reversible change is a change that can be undone or reversed. So we are able to change that into the original substance back again. If you can get back the substance you started the reaction with, that's a reversible reaction. For example, if I am going to dissolve salt in water, I am going to dissolve salt in water. Whether I am able to get that back again, children, both? Yes or no? Yes, I can get that. So I can make the water by boiling to evaporate, and then by condensation I can make that water to again convert into liquid, and I am able to get that salt or sugar separately again, or by the method of filtration. Yes, filtration it is not possible to get, but by the method of condensation I can able to separate that salt and water. Yes or no? Yes. If I am going to heat that, what happens? The water evaporates. So when it reaches the top, I am again cooling that vapors. If I am back cooling that vapors, what happens? That water vapors again converted into a liquid. So here the salt or sugar settles down, and on the other side I am able to get that water. So what is this change? It is a reversible change. And one more thing, if I am going to mix sand and water, what is it? Sand and water. So whether I am able to separate that? Yes, I can separate the sand and water by filtration method. So this is a reversible change. Look at here an example. You have an, what is this? Chocolate here. So if I am going to heat this, what happens? It would change into a liquid state. If I am going to cool that back again, it can be converted into a solid state. Whether this is reversible or irreversible change, children? Yes, this is an example of reversible change. Look at here. Examples of reversible reactions include dissolving, evaporation, melting and freezing. So these are all some of the examples of reversible changes. What is this evaporation? I can tell you an example, children. Water cycle. Have you heard of that water cycle, children? We are getting the rain. So these rain reaches the lakes and rivers. The water from the lakes, rivers and seas evaporate and again reaches the clouds. So it again converted into water molecules and it reaches the earth again. What is this change? It is a reversible process, right? So evaporation. Evaporation is a reversible change. And then condensation, I said you right. So if I am going to heat here, I am going to close that. While we are boiling water or something in the house, have you watched that? If you are closing a boiling water with a plate, you are able to see the water droplets on that plate. How it happens, children? So the vapors which has been evaporated from that water, it again changes into water due to the decrease in temperature in the top. Okay, so look at here. What about the temperature here, children? In the bottom, the temperature is more. Yes or no? In the bottom of this pan or this beaker, the temperature is high. On the top here, what about the temperature? The temperature here is low. Yes or no? So when we heat the water inside this beaker, what happens? So the water boils and it is converted into a vapor state. So when it goes up as a vapor, here a plate is there. It is closed. Here it is closed by a lid. So here the temperature is low. Due to this difference in temperature, this water vapors are again converted into water droplets. So this process is called as condensation. Clear? And then what is it? Freezing. So by the method of freezing, we can convert the liquid to solid. And melting. If you are heating that, we are able to convert that again into liquid. So these are all some of the examples of reversible reaction. What is it? Evaporation, condensation, freezing and melting. So these four are examples of reversible reaction. In the next